My name is Samar Hejazi. I am ironically born in the States, but I've never lived there. My parents are Palestinian, originally from Jaffa and Nablus. And just like you said, and we spent our summers in Amman. Just like you said, we're built on stories and narratives, and they're embedded. You don't have proof left of your Arabness other than the stories and your name, because there's nothing else is written, especially if you were born somewhere else. So that's when my questioning of identity started to surface in an extreme way, because I almost felt like I was confronted with a choice. But then I realized it wasn't a choice. And so through my practice with tatreez and various embroidery techniques, I started asking the questions of how and why do I feel such a strong connection to my Palestinianness? Why can't I let it go? What does it mean to be Palestinian? Why are there so many, kind of restrictive definitions for what an identity should be? And does being part of this, does being not fitting into these strict definitions, does that mean that that doesn't exist anymore? So with the tatreez, I would, use the rules of tatreez and then take it apart and be questioning, like, you're still whole, you're still considered a thing. Even if you have now these deformities or different shapes, you're still a full thing. Nobody else gets to define what it is. And then with other works, I use fabric as kind of a metaphor for land. So the idea that an identity or a nation can't exist if they don't have the land that they stand on. So I started questioning, can I make the threads hold themselves together without the fabric? With the fabric that dissolves in water, and I would embroider and then realize, no, there is a way that they can exist without the fabric. There is a way that Palestinians can exist even if you don't have that solid ground to walk on. And the beauty of it, a lot of my installations, is that I felt like it existed in so many different kinds of spaces and material things. So in the shadows, in the light, when you move past it, it moves with you. So your perspective is always shifting. And I kind of felt like that's the way that this Palestinian identity in the diaspora would exist in my mind and in a lot of other Palestinian minds. So amazing. Wow. Yeah, let's
power stories answer.
We have a couple mentioning.
And then I would like to say, okay, this is a very casual discussion. As you know, and I came up with the idea. I heard a couple of stories. I was like, no, wait. This is something that should grow out. As much as when you interpret it, the way you work, it makes the whole difference. When I understand, when I understood why,
It's similar to what Steve was saying, that, you go into the practice for yourself.
Yes.
To let go of things, even not knowing that you're doing it. And then you reach a point where you feel like something shifted.
I think that's what art is. And you're an artist, and I think the art starts with you. And the beauty of it is that it becomes for everyone.
Yeah. Don't forget to learn through the practice that you are creatures of light. Not this art is gained by. And if art forming on earth is always new, and since we are creatures of light, how can we ever stay the same? That's why for me, identity is fluid. It changes every day, but not to something better. And once you gain this awareness that we are creatures of light, the art becomes the art of celebrating the soul, the spirit. This is why you cannot erase the Palestinian culture, the Palestinian existence, and Palestinians come from everywhere and nowhere. Today, after my transcendence, and I just had a show in Berlin for 6 months, it was called Transcendence, with an A. Once you reach this transcendence, it's easy to inspire a fact question. Where you're born? I can only answer, I was born in Jerusalem, Palestine.
Nice. I think it proves the purpose of this discussion, and it's inspiring. and you are everywhere, and you will be everywhere,
Yes.
in everyone's heart, forever.
And that's the biggest threat for Israel. Like, it's, you know,
Yes.
there are people like this that see themselves in this microscope, in the macro and in the micro,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And that's why they fight culture. They
of course,
fight art, you know?
of course.
Because art has this secret, beautiful, mystic, cosmic language, which is hard to erase or eradicate.
Amazing.
Absolutely. I think that's why tatreez is so powerful now these days, more so than when I had started, because we realize actually that it is a proof of existence and culture, and it ends up being the thing that carries, you know, your identity in some ways. Such a strong way of existing.
I think كلنا هلا عم نطرز our feeling and passing them,
Nicely.
making us feel better. Thank you so much for this and for your time. يعطيكم ألف عافية. Everyone will have a chance to see أصلاً how amazing the work is. It's impressive.
The Tislar Foundation and to Kab and the beautiful Amira for putting this astronomic show. I'm sure it's not easy,
It's
but
not
we are here to mediate and to help and spread the beautiful message.
perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.